Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Stable Podcast. I hope that you guys are all doing well and enjoying all of the incredible offerings of the professional wrestling world right now.
Yes.
I don't know if
Savor
you noticed
them
yet,
all.
but we all got the email.
Yes, we
We
did.
did. We're
We all
the-
have to
we-
represent.
We all believe in the best in the world.
That's
We
right.
do, yes.
That's right. So we're going to talk a little bit, as you can see, we're going to talk a little bit about AEW, some of the upcoming things, some of the things that have been happening already and developing already. Tons of really cool things to talk about, really, with a lot of returns, a lot of people just showing up as guests and stuff like that, and talking a little bit about the upcoming All Out pay-per-view in September. So before we get into all that stuff, though, let's go ahead and go around the table. We're going to introduce, starting to my right.
This is Dr. Deb.
This is Josh.
And I, of course, am your host, Big Don. Thank you guys again for joining us. I can't believe episode 17.
Have we done this now? This is the 17th time we've done this.
17th time we've sat down and formally done this.
Wow. All right. The funny part is we talk almost as much off the camera
Oh, yeah.
as we do on the camera
Yeah.
about these subjects, which is hilarious to me. But
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and funny enough, like, if anyone is ever interested in the origin story of this is obviously a spinoff of our Established Facts Gaming podcast, which was literally us going, I wonder if people would want to hear what we have to say about gaming.
Hey, did you know we have 100 subscribers on YouTube for the Established Facts and Stable podcast?
we're at 3 digits?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
that's
surprised.
incredible.
It's 100. 100 even.
It grew from 7 to 100
It's
in a
100
week.
On YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On the WordPress site. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoy our content, share it with your friends. I
Like, share, and subscribe.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Hit the
Those
ring
are-
bell button to
those are the-
subscribe. Right, isn't all
That's
the
it.
spiel we're
Turn on
supposed to
all
do?
notifications.
I
promise you will not be spammed by our notifications.
It's true.
That's so true.
It's true.
We do not spam people.
As a matter of fact, your notification will be just as much of a surprise as it is for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that being said,
Oh, we put out an episode? Wow.
Look how responsible of us.
I did have a really cool podcast-related moment. My friend Terry, who I go to church with and play music with, she was like, "Hey, I listened to your guys' episode the other day. I can't remember. I don't remember what episode it was, but this is the reference that she made. She goes, "Yeah, the lady on your podcast is very passionate, and she made you say something. She made you admit something." Yeah. I think what was that episode? I think that was episode 14.
Yeah,
It was 2 or
isn't
3 episodes
yeah.
ago.
14 or 15. I don't know. It was. I was
Tell
like,
Terry.
oh, was it that I had to admit that MJF was the best heel in the business? She was like, yeah. I said, yeah. Funny story about that. Like 2 weeks later, I texted her and I said, well, in order for you to be the best heel in the business, you have to be wrestling in the business. And then
he
Josh
just-
goes, oh, you just want to fight.
Yeah, apparently. Well, tell Terry I knew I liked her because she
Yes.
remembered how
That's
passionate I am. What
Yeah.
what a lovely lady.
Yeah,
she
goes.
is.
She goes. I really like your wrestling podcast. I'll probably watch some more.
I know.
I said, have you watched the gaming one too? She's like, yeah, I'm not a gamer. I said, okay.
It's just as
I love
entertaining.
it. I love it when members of the church, we find out they listen to
Oh,
pro
yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just Quentin, which we've mentioned before, is going to
yeah.
go with Deb and I and Danny to All Out weekend, and he's just super stoked about it. But
Yeah.
it was so funny when we first found out. He was like, "Yeah, man, I got number one,
Yeah.
acknowledge him." And I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you are such a Roman Reigns fan."
Yeah, okay,
great.
all right.
I
And
am
then-
too, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
When he comes over for a pay-per-view
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, I love Quentin so much.
So
He
entertaining.
is so and it's even more fun to watch Quentin when he and his wife are here.
Oh,
hanging
yes.
out,
Oh,
because
that's-
his wife is so much more subdued than he is, and he's it's like watching a guy watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
jumping up and he's going, and she's just kind of like, "Yep, okay."
Yeah,
Like-
but then when she does get to talk, and Michelle
Yes.
can give
Yes.
you
Oh,
some
they're so
snark.
sweet.
Oh,
They're
it's
awesome.
it's hilarious. She was like, "Oh no, she did not do that."
Oh, it's great.
Oh, I am not even going to listen to you. It's fantastic.
Speaking of snark,
Yeah.
Oh, what about the snark?
the fact that we're all wearing the CM
Oh,
Punk shirts. Okay,
100%.
I got to comment on this. Those that watched Dynamite this last week and Punk opening the show.
Oh.
And apparently this was the talk of the wrestling world.
Just
that CM Punk
lovely.
apparently went into business for himself to call out Hangman Adam Page. And then comment about the apology needs to be as fast as the disrespect or whatever. Okay. So whatever storyline or reality was there, if you are not watching Being the Elite and can handle vulgarity, you should be watching Being the Elite because they did a hysterical thing this week where Hangman Page was apparently training the Dark Order, getting them ready for their trios tag match. Evil Uno then informs them that he's going to be in Germany. So now they're down to 3 Dark Order members and Hangman Adam Page. So he's training
he's
these
not
guys.
in the
Well, he's not.
No, he's not.
So some crew guy opens up the door and is like, "Hey, Hangman, CM Punk's out in the ring calling you out." And Hangman goes, "You need to shut the F up. Get out of here." Shuts the door. I don't know if that was planned. If that whole thing, like they had the whole internet wrestling community convinced that CM Punk was mad at Hangman Page, and yet on Monday when they do a stupid YouTube clip, Hangman just rolled with it.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
I'm so
Can
sorry.
I just say, like, I agree with a lot of people. There's so much about pro wrestling that is just a work.
So much.
Like,
It is.
It's great. It's a great work.
Yeah, but when
we
you
love it.
when you question it for a second, is that real? Then that's so perfect because you're
Right.
like, if I'm not positive that it's fake,
Right.
Okay, you got me.
Right,
All right.
absolutely.
And I love, and I said this before we went live. I love AEW promos. I love the promos by the wrestlers at AEW. I don't know if Tony Khan feeds them like some magical candy before he sends them out. I don't know if he just does this pep talk of let's go, because when they do promos, they are so authentic. I was going to say raw,
Genuine.
but that's not right to say.
Yeah. They're raw.
Anyway, that wasn't right. So genuine. They're so, I don't know. Like I will gasp with the stuff that comes out of their mouth. They're like, oh man, he just said that. Oh, it's the pops they get. I loved it. The back and forth between Punk and Mox. I could watch that over and over again.
Well,
it was so good.
I think, to Tony's credit, I think he understands. If you're not familiar with Tony Khan, maybe you are a bigger WWE fan, you haven't watched AEW, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Cool. Wrestling is wrestling.
Do you.
In my books. Yeah. You
do you, boo.
You like what you like. Some people like vanilla ice cream. Some people like chocolate ice cream. I like Neapolitan.
There you go.
Because it hits all the bases.
A little swirl.
Yeah.
Put a little swirl in there.
But if you were not familiar with Tony Khan, the other Khan brother, no, sorry, they're not brothers.
They're really not brothers.
But Tony Khan, first of all, obviously, massive wrestling fan.
Oh yeah.
Massive wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And I think that what is incredible about Tony is that he understands, which is real weird as being just a fan, because when you're just a fan, there's a lot of things that you might miss.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nuances that you might miss.
He's
a lot of
finance guy.
Yeah.
Think about it. The guy has a degree in finance
Right.
and works for the Jacksonville Jaguar. Okay, works for his dad.
Yeah.
Think about this. And
He's
yet,
a statistics guy.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I know. Which
But-
is wild.
But it's so interesting to watch him run that company, because not only is he a fan of professional wrestling, but he understands that when somebody ticks all the boxes, it's okay to trust them
Yes.
in that position of authority for whatever their character might be doing, for the direction that a storyline is going through. Now, he has obviously come out and said, I am the CEO of the company. I have the last say when it comes to creative direction and stuff like that. But he's also somebody who has proven to the wrestlers and the fans that he is somebody who wants to hear what your perspective is. He wants to know what might drive you as a person or you as a character to see how those sorts of relationships may develop. Now, that may not translate for the time that you address it. It may be something that he shelves and then or shelves, excuse me, and then puts back on the burner when it's time to come. There are guys like Brian Cage and stuff like that who work with AEW who haven't had a big push in quite a while that I think a lot of us would like to see that change.
Yes.
Come on, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
come on, ROH.
again, an opportunity to see someone develop like in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. I think Tony is aware of those things. I don't think he's naive or ignorant of those things. I think that you just have to remember, and this is going to be really weird for me to say this just based on the world that we live in right now, AEW is only 4 years old.
Just over 3.
Just over 3, not even 4,
I'm just saying
not even 3.
the success that they have had,
Yeah.
in my opinion, completely unprecedented.
Yeah.
The success that
Agreed.
they have had, I think that TNA, when TNA started, or when you had the Monday Night Wars and it was WCW versus WWF, WWE, you had something really special. Well, that is what AEW is now. It is something very special that I think we need to recognize, that just because Tony Khan doesn't like your storyline while you're sitting on the recliner cheering on your favorite wrestlers doesn't mean he's doing a bad job. It may just be that you have a difference of opinion because you want to see X, Y, and Z pushed further than what he is able to or willing to do at this time.
I love how we both have something to say.
Okay, you
I'm
first. Go ahead.
You sure?
Yes.
All right.
I'll step
Yes.
down
Okay.
from my soapbox.
Yes.
So, this Wednesday on Dynamite also saw the return of Executive Vice President Kenny Omega. The best mount machine, the god of professional wrestling, as Don Callis likes to call him. And he's doing something, and I'm going to get here, but he's doing something that I've not seen done in professional wrestling, like I don't think ever. And he is purposefully acting as if he's working through ring rust. So he came out wearing like a compression shirt because of results from a surgery. He had one of his shoulders taped up still. He couldn't pull off the
He
Terminator.
had like a brace. He had
yeah.
like a brace on his shoulder.
Couldn't pull off the Terminator
Couldn't pull it
ring
off.
dive. He barely got off the One Wing Angel. Like, he's doing something that I've not seen a professional wrestler do. And I think it's because they're gearing up through this trios tournament that I don't necessarily know if the Elite's going to win, though I would be surprised if they don't. But my initial gut is we're going to see the Elite versus the Dark Order with Hangman Adam Page having to take one of the places, which will allow for, which is where I was trying to go, not only the 2 or 3 year storyline that was Hangman Adam Page's rise to the top,
Yep.
but the
then
now
the- and then
3+ year storyline of Hangman being in and out of the Elite and in the Dark Order.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating the freedom that's been allowed there. And there are people who don't like Kenny Omega. There are people who love Kenny Omega. There are people kind of have a thing in the middle there. But Kenny Omega said off the air, and if you've not seen this, definitely look this up on AEW's YouTube channel. But he said after the show that this is paraphrasing, the mission statement of AEW was to provide that smorgasbord of professional wrestling. We're going to give you the best trios matches. We're going to give you the best tag matches, the best hardcore matches, the best mixed matches, the best women's matches. And not everything is going to be your cup of tea, but there will always be something that everyone will enjoy, and you will always get the best out of us. We're not a parody. We're not a tribute. We are the Elite.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing to see that. He even said it as, I'm not a good guy, and I may still blame
Liar.
you on TV, but I also deep down have to admit that I'm here because of you. And it was just really cool because
It's like he's almost looking at the audience as a necessary evil
yeah,
in his life. Like,
yeah,
That's
he
funny.
translates it into a necessary evil because that's the motivation. You're not motivated by just going out into the ring and beating people up. You're motivated by the crowd when you go out to the ring to beat up everybody. Yeah. God, that's so meta. That's
So much.
sick.
Yes.
so
yes.
much. That all just happened Wednesday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, amazingly enough, my statement kind of jumps off and does kind of dovetail into yours. What I was going to say is, which is amazing to say for a company that's only 3 years old. So I can't believe that I can say this, but trust the product, trust the process. It's not where you want it right now. It needs a little more time on the stove, because there have been multiple times now, and only their 3-year existence, where the story just keeps building. You just there's a little more piece to it and a little more piece to it. Somehow Tony Khan can keep his eye on the prize over years in some of these storylines. So you have no idea how much the nerd or the organizer in me is like, I would love to see this man's notes. Like, does he have this like a whole wall just of the plan, or does he have a cork board of doom? Like, how does he keep this straight with so many different pieces moving? He's always got to have, this is the long arc, and keep the long arc going. And he doesn't lose the long arc. You think he's lost the long arc a few times, but he hasn't lost it. And so I love that. I love the long-term payoff. I remember that from 3 years ago when it was just baby AEW. And the fact that Tony Khan, that matters to him, and he knows it matters to us. I love that. Like, that's something that I have not gotten or seen. WWE couldn't pull it off well. No offense. It's not something they pulled off well, but AEW can pull it off. So I don't know how he does it. Either that, or he just has a bunch of other brilliant writers around him that help him. But
Well, I think the other side
impressive.
of it. Yes. I think the other side of it, though, is there's still a little bit of rose-colored glasses for all of us.
It's still
and,
3
and
years
I'm okay
in.
with
Yeah.
that.
It's not.
It's still different. It's
Yeah.
still they're still a fledgling company. Here's the thing. I'm still just as excited about the direction that AEW is taking as I am with the new direction that WWE is taking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, Kenny Omega is so right when he talks about a smorgasbord, because when I think about that, I think about just in general professional wrestling is like that right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
There is a thing
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, you know, ad nauseum, I mentioned that it's just so great to be a professional wrestling fan right now. But it's true. Like you know, you guys are talking about Adam Page. You guys are talking about the Dark Order, which, if you got a chance to watch, man, why am I blanking on what was on tonight?
Tonight was Raw.
Tonight was Raw. You mean
Oh, I was
last week?
I was watching clips from last week.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I'm
From
losing my
Rampage
mind.
or
From
Dynamite?
The trios match. The
Rampage.
Dark Order.
That was
Yeah.
Rampage.
Good grief.
Wait, Dark Order haven't been in their trios match yet.
They
You
were in
mean
the
the
tri-
best
I'll
friends?
show you the clip on
Okay.
Bleacher Report.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember what it was from.
It was
My
yeah,
apologies.
it was Dark or Dark Elevation. You're fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anyhow,
Dark
it
Elevation
doesn't
was
matter.
tonight.
The fact of the matter
Monday.
is AEW has a product that they are just cleaning house with. The idea of a trios belt is something that we've kind of jokingly talked about for a year, because they have incredible stables,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
I think can be a risk when you have incredible singles artists as well.
Yeah.
When you have guys like Jungle Boy, and you have guys like CM Punk
Yeah.
and Miro and stuff like that. When you have guys like that really shine as single artists, but then you have just these incredible stables.
Darby Allin.
I can
is
understand
insane
how.
and amazing.
Yeah, which I would say Darby Allin is not in an official stable.
No.
But the idea that he runs with Sting and stuff
See, I just
like
always
that,
have this picture now of
there's
him and
just
Sting going around
yeah,
together.
like there's just this collective. You know what House of Black is doing
Oh,
is
man.
insanely good.
So good.
See, that's going to be the struggle, because they're like, when we're talking about the trios tournament, just as an
Yeah.
example, they're probably going to end up facing like the Best Friends or
Oh my
the
goodness.
Dark Order or something along those
Yeah.
lines, and it's going to be like, I don't want no. Oh, you know what? No, it's the House of Black and Death Triangle. I think.
Oh no!
I think.
I mean,
I'm
yes,
not positive
no,
on
yes,
that,
no.
Again,
I think that's how that's worked out, but I
Okay.
might be wrong on that. But
because the match that they had,
Because I don't know who I want to win.
because the House of Black just beat who did they beat? The Trustbusters, was that
I think
House
so,
of Black?
yeah.
Even so.
Yeah, they're the
I
new
don't
stable.
remember.
I don't either.
I don't remember.
The fact
my
that
gosh.
that
There's so much going on. It's hard to
so
keep
good.
up.
well, they can showcase with this how their tag matches and their trio matches are so good. Like, you really think, okay, there's no way that this is going to look this good. This is just going to be one big fat muddled mess. When I first started, I'm like, there's no way. Oh no, trust AEW to give you a trios match that you're just going the whole time, and it's amazing.
I'm going to make a statement that is definitely going to be a controversial statement.
Oh,
and it may
you like to
stem
make 'em.
more. It may stem more conversation. I would definitely like to know what your opinion is on this, and we can kind of talk a little bit more
Ew.
about.
It's House of Black and Dark Order.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
Man,
okay.
if the Dark Order pick up a win over House of Black, that'd
We'll
be
see.
That would be
huge. 'Cause the
ridiculous.
best friends beat the Trustbusters.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
okay.
where it is. Okay.
Death Triangle is facing Will
Oh.
Ospreay in the Aussie Open, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
I
just
watched Will
beat
Ospreay
Andrade.
do anything.
Yeah,
Is
right.
Red
In a
Dragon
ring.
still in?
Red Dragon's not. No, Red Dragon's two-thirds of them are hurt.
That's right.
Part of the whole
right.
kicking the Young Bucks out of the Undisputed
That's
Elite
right.
thing.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Rate
Which is a
him. I
great
watched Will
story, too.
Ospreay do anything in a ring now.
That dude is
now that I've
insane.
seen him after
dude is
at Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
The fact that he's in this trios tournament is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Okay,
Sorry.
so here's my statement.
Again.
I truly feel like AEW. No, let me back up a little bit. I feel like what WWE does for singles stars, because I feel like you have to give credit to WWE that they know how to promote and push. They may not do it well all the time, but they know how to push a single star.
For the main event.
Sure. I think that AEW is able to do that same thing for tag teams and
Yes.
stables.
Yes, because they put a
that
focus
same-
on it, yeah.
Yeah, that same. Sorry, I know that was a little clunky for me to get out, but I was trying to kind of form the sentence as I was saying it. But
it's
yeah,
in there-
I feel like
Go ahead.
AEW is extremely talented and really understood. I feel like Tony really understood, and I mean, I think the fact that the founding members of AEW were a stable, and
It's
so
in
they
their
want-
DNA.
Yes,
Literally from how they
Yes.
were started
I
was a
think they
fantastic beginning.
right.
I-
They understand how being able to take group chemistry to then push someone in that group elevates the entire group.
And yet, we're sitting here with a single star shirt on.
we are. But
That's true. That's true.
there is only
I think
one
the exception is
CM Punk.
I was going to
There
say
is only-
the exception when you look at some of the single stars that AEW has, and not all of them. I'm not. I mean, you have Sammy Guevara. You have. I mean, at this point,
Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jungle
Pillars.
Boy, the
You
Pillars,
have the
right?
Pillars,
Britt Baker,
right?
Garcia?
MJF.
Danny Garcia. I mean,
Yeah.
am I thinking Garcia?
Well, Daniel
Right.
Garcia. That's.
See?
I'm really ready to look forward to All Out.
Yeah.
To start talking
Yeah.
about All Out, but
Right.
we'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel
'Cause the-
is still in a stable, but there's.
Uh-huh. Oh, there's
That's-
something great happening there.
But that's my point. It's like
Yeah.
so outside of the four pillar guys,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the single stars that they have are established people. Mm-hmm. Miro was an established
Right.
single star. before he
Danielson
came in.
was.
Brian
Mox
Danielson-
was.
right.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Punk.
the bigger name guys, which it's just like Randy Moss going from
Oh yeah.
the Vikings
No.
to the Patriots.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
It is a
We have no
that is a
problem.
household name. I know. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Switch brands.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes coming to WWE.
Heck yeah.
That like
Do what's
thumbs
first
up.
of all, do what's best for you as an individual.
Yeah.
Second of all, especially if you have a mindset of what is good for the business,
Yeah.
do that too.
Yes.
If
Exactly.
they can complement each other, then you're winning.
Because to us it is not AEW versus WWE versus NXT versus Impact versus New
No.
Japan. It is not. It is pro wrestling. It's professional wrestling. Even so much.
It's pro wrestlers versus retirement.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what it is. It's pro wrestlers versus
Pro
retirement.
wrestlers versus the orthopedic surgeons.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, now
Dr.
hold on a
Andrews,
second.
hey.
Hold on a minute. They break themselves, and then the ortho guy
Right.
will fix them. And if you
Right.
break it again, he can't make a promise. He gonna fix
right,
it again.
Right, but it's definitely the ortho guys. They go, probably shouldn't be doing that no
okay.
more.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, let's talk about all that.
Let's get ready for all out. Okay.
Let's
so
talk
there's
about All Out.
Not
there's
that
so
we're
much-
excited about it at all.
No, I'm excited. Obviously, that we're going to be going. There is that, and there's so much we can talk about. But we're trying to kind of make these a little more condensed and get to the
Yeah,
stuff
that's
that's really
going
just
well.
got us excited. And we're doing great. Look, 30-40 minutes for us is really good.
That's true.
I'll tell you,
It's because we talk for 30 or 40 minutes before we even hit
Right,
it.
Sure.
we get it out of our system. Yeah, so true.
I am probably like the unification match, the fact that they're doing that on Dynamite tells me I have no clue what they're going to do at All Out for the world title.
I know.
A lot of people are thinking MJF is returning on Wednesday night. A lot of people are
you
thinking
mean
that
the best heel in the business
He
is
will
going to
be.
be in
He
the
will be
business?
once he shows back up.
Once he comes back in.
Hey, best heel in the business, baby.
unless of course he's like the super baby face because they've been missing him. But we'll see what happens.
no,
Wednesday.
he's way better as a heel. He's
That's all right
glorious
because
as a heel.
this will probably show up after that Dynamite. So I don't know what's going to happen. That's okay. Regardless, so I'm not gonna deal with that because I don't know what's going to come out of that. But I am pretty confident that we're going to get Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson at All Out.
Yeah.
After, as I mentioned, I kind of teased a little bit in our last episode, the House of Dragon special that had the Dragon Slayer versus the American Dragon with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
There's a lot of dragons.
I think there
Two.
was a dragon sleeper even
Dear,
applied during that match.
you are the dragon keeper,
I
so
am the
you can
dragon-
tell all
whatever.
the stories of
I
the
have a lot of
dragons.
dragon minis for those that are listening by audio.
Yeah.
I am a nerd,
Such a nerd.
and I love it. But
Tiamat staring at you.
so a few weeks ago, Daniel Garcia did, by the record books, beat Bryan Danielson. After
deny your reality and
hold on,
choose to
I'm
insert
getting
my
there.
own.
Stop it. Jack Swagger, or Jake Hager as he goes by now, got involved and caused Daniel Garcia to basically cause Bryan Danielson to pass out. Just a distraction, whatever, blah, 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 passed out. So technically he had the win. Bryan Danielson kind of called his crap on that and was like, you're not a sports entertainer, you're a pro wrestler. I think it's time you show him that. Let's do a best 2 out of 3 falls. And they had an incredible match. And Bryan Danielson did get the second and final fall, but it was Daniel Garcia got the first one.
Yeah.
And then Bryan had to get the next 2, which is saying something. And then after the match was over with, they were supposed to shake hands. They were going to shake hands. Daniel was ready to shake his hand. And then Chris Jericho attacked. And then he pulled Chris Jericho off. So I was like, okay.
Garcia pulled Chris Jericho,
Yes.
his friend, off of Bryan Danielson.
So this may think is only like a 2 or 3 week build.
Oh, no.
No.
Have you met Tony Khan?
Oh, no. And I didn't realize how far this went back. First off, Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta are like the superest of arch nemesis.
Okay.
And have been for quite a while. Arch nemesis, I don't know.
And there's only the 2 of them.
So
There's only one nemesis.
one nemesis per
Each
person.
one only gets one nemesis.
So when Brian and John Moxley were talking about the formation of the Blackpool Combat Club, they mentioned by name Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, a couple others, but those 2 in particular. And they chose Wheeler. And Daniel, in defiance, was like, well, if you don't think I'm this or whatever, he tried to go after the pure title and Wheeler Yuta still beat him. He's like, I need more. So he went and did the exact opposite of what his hero does by joining the Jericho Appreciation Society, a group of sports entertainers, and is basically acting the exact opposite of who he really is. And Brian is calling him on it. So not only do I expect Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho at All Out, I think we are just a few weeks of Daniel Garcia going to see a JAS and joining the Combat Club.
I hope so.
Oh,
Because I have both of
man.
them on the same side. They
Oh,
are
man.
so good.
Am I trying to read this like a tarot deck or something? Maybe.
Yeah, but it actually makes a ton.
Oh no!
Of
I'm
sense.
reading the deck of secrets.
No, we established that already.
I know. I had to.
Refer to
Right, too.
episode 232 of the Established Facts.
Oh Lord.
I think.
Which
It
may
was-
air before or
232.
after this. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
time is
Wibbly wobbly and very timey wimey.
Something
right.
else we've established in life.
It is so
Being a
true.
podcaster makes
So-
you a time traveler.
There's the trios championships. Swerve and Our Glory is probably going to have a tag team title match.
Probably.
I know that the women's championship is going to be Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm,
Storm.
which is going to be great. TBS championship is probably going to be Athena and Jade Cargill.
Oh yes, Athena. I really want.
I
her.
don't like.
That's very good.
There's going to be something with the world title, but we don't know. There's so mmany good. The TNT title's not going to be defended, but it is going to be FTR and Wardlow versus Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, and Sanjay Dutt. I think.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Which will be an interesting trios match. But again, I'm like, why is your TNT championship not being defended? But that's a conversation. It's going to be a good card. Are you looking forward to anything I just listed or something else?
I'm looking forward to whatever they're gonna do with the unified title, because you have got CM Punk and you have got John Moxley, and they were shooting at each other, and I'm like, I want this to keep going.
Verbally.
What verbally? Yeah, there was no actual guns involved, but I mean, it was so good. I'm like, I don't want this to end in Dynamite. I want something crazy to bust loose. I don't care.
You're telling me you want a screwy finish from Dynamite from AEW?
What if? Never mind. I won't do it.
No, that's another show on
I
Disney
won't do
Plus.
Screwy finish. That's,
I don't want a screwy fit. That's what. No, I don't. But I don't want it to end. It shouldn't end a Dynamite to me. You need something huge. You're in Chicago. You got to have something huge for Punk. So if he's already got the title, what are you gonna do? Unless you have, who do you have come and challenge him for it? As soon as does he win it from Moxley? But who do you have who can pop big enough to go up against Punk in Chicago for the title?
Jungle Boy.
MJF.
Oh, it's MJF.
Yeah, it
If
has to
it-
be.
if the-
Exactly.
unless-
That's what I'm thinking.
Adam
Unless they don't finish this match and they
Sting.
go to a a last man standing, or they decide they're going to bring the cage in to
And
try
neither
and
one
get
can
people
answer
out.
the bell, kind of a thing. They
Right.
just kill
I'm
each
just
other.
gonna keep saying
There-
names.
There's so many good names. Kenny Omega just
Kenny
decides, you know
Omega.
what? I'm out of the trios
But
champ.
you
I
know
gotta
what?
turn-
Hey, he just rips his shoulder thing off. It's like, "Ah!"
Terminator jumps on CM Punk. I'm
Uh,
fine. No,
So I
I'm-
want to, whatever CM Punk is in and All Out is what I'm looking forward to.
That's
so
fair.
the mystery, whatever that is, the mystery that surrounds
So
that.
are you saying?
Uh-oh.
Because I know you, Deb. Are you saying that if CM Punk is not at All Out,
I'll cry.
that you're actually going to be disappointed with All Out because CM Punk is not there?
I'll cry. If CM Punk is not at All Out in Chicago
Yeah.
after he's recovered
Right.
from busted, by the way, the only one of the two of them that has broken a bone, that's his words.
It was totally his words.
Thank you.
You've bled and you've cried, but I'm the only one that's only broken a bone.
Broken a bone here. It was great.
Granted, it was my own, but that's exactly what he said. It
But,
was
but
so
you know
good.
what? It was true. You're gonna all that, and you're gonna say, but no, CM Punk
You're
isn't
gonna
here.
Bleed on me. Sorry, it's
I will.
Monty Python reference.
Yeah, I think I will.
He made that reference.
I know he did. I just. Oh yeah.
I'm that. I think I would be disappointed if
Yeah.
you go through
In the
all this
whole show?
trouble.
In the whole show. So the whole show hinges on whether CM Punk is in it. I'm just
You don't
curious.
have to go with her. I got to deal
Oh,
with
I
it.
know. I'm excited.
The best in the world is not there.
Right. But there's lots of.
Yeah, he
people
is.
that
Kenny
are-
Omega's in a trios match.
No, he's the god of wrestling. He's
Oh.
not the best in the world. Get your moniker straight. Hello, no. The god of wrestling
He's a
is not the best in the
wrestling-
world. Keep it straight.
No, it's JBL. He retired already.
I know.
That's so true. At any rate,
Oh my lord.
if he is not there, I will have at least a solid 30 seconds of being disappointed.
That I believe.
Yeah.
She'll probably go get a drink.
So
That's exactly
AKA,
probably
I'll
that's
go get a drink.
last year when we went to All Out, I completely lost my voice
Yeah.
because Ruby Soho showed up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Adam Cole
Adam
showed up,
Cole showed up.
and
Brian Danielson showed up.
oh,
The
The cage match.
I was
Oh, the
literally
cage
just
match.
getting ready to say that. Dang
I
it.
know. That's why I was
Yes.
Oh.
helping.
Well,
Yes,
100%.
yes,
100%
yes.
of that pay-per-view destroyed my vocal cords.
yeah.
He's
not
by
wrong.
the way, has a side gig as a worship leader.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
that goes
Which
great
is
when you
always fun.
destroy
and
your
I'm,
voice.
and I'm in a musical.
And soon to be in a
Sweeney Todd.
caroling company, you know.
Yeah, you know. My voice matters to me, so it was definitely an issue. But my question for you guys who are going is who shows up at All Out?
Well, not Johnny Gargano.
No, he's on a different
Apparently
show
just showed up on Raw.
By the way, see, spoiler.
No, not can't be. It's after the fact.
That's true.
Oh, you're right. That's cool. We're good. Okay.
Won't be carrying Cross.
no.
Who else is? See, the thing that's got me extremely curious right now is the Wyndham Rotunda. I do think he's going to go back to WWE.
Oh, I do too.
really
especially
do.
With H in
But he's
position.
still available.
He is.
Which
No,
is
no. He's uncontracted. That doesn't make him available.
okay. Fair. He's married.
But I agree with you. No. I'm just saying, like, it's,
got
it's
weird.
his.
I know.
No. I'm saying it's his choice
Yeah.
as to where he. But here is a spin that I might give you. EC3.
Yeah.
any of the Control Your Narrative guys could show up. I don't know that they will. Adam Scherer could. I mean, that'd be.
I don't know, but he's spoken pretty negatively about Tony
Sure,
Khan.
sure.
I would.
But I do think a quirky spin on the CM Punk John Moxley thing is if they don't come to a clean finish and they decide that they're going to push it to All Out. It would be interesting to me if they went ahead and unified the title, and that's when MJF comes back
At All Out.
at the end of the match.
See, I agree. I'm just concerned that right now
Because the next
the
pay-per-view after
Warner
that is
Brother
Double or Nothing,
higher
right?
ups
Or no,
are
Full Gear.
yes.
Yeah.
The
Full Gear.
Warner Brother higher ups are the ones pushing for this from a ratings boost.
Sure.
And they're going to be coming into contract negotiations, but I agree. Like the wrestling fan wants MJF, frankly, to cost CM Punk the title.
100%.
That's what I
agree with
want.
you.
And I hate that because I want CM Punk to have a longer run with the championship. But the thing that if they're going to keep MJF the heel, it's either he has to cost them
Yeah.
or he's got to show up at the end
He
and
has to be a
attack or
bigger
something.
heel
Yeah.
than heel Punk.
Right. Which right now Punk we're not sure where he's at on
Yeah.
that spectrum.
Which I adore that to
Right.
all ends. I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Love it.
I don't know because I don't know who all's available. The Good Brothers, apparently their contracts might be up soon.
Yeah.
They could show up.
I think anybody who's in Ring of Honor would be neat to show up and influence the pay-per-view. I
They've
don't know
already-
that they will, but
Yeah, I don't think they've even announced their next show
Yeah.
yet. I know that they're going to have another one. Death Before Dishonor was fantastic. And I don't know what the plans are there, but they certainly could. I don't know. And that's
The fact that we don't know who H is going after. See, because we don't
H
know.
is going after all the guys that aren't signed to AEW that worked for him in NXT. That's who
Exactly.
H
I
is
know,
going
but
after.
I don't know if he's going after anybody else. And you don't.
I don't
mean,
think yet.
exactly. But we,
Right.
but we
I
don't
think-
know.
I
Or what?
think-
Does Sean have an eye and be like, "Hey, Paul, if we could get this one, it would be a great." I don't know. They've got
So-
such great eyes for.
I think to just very, very quickly divert, because
Oh,
I
no.
know that was not our purpose, but I think that any decision like that, picking up somebody who is not contracted, that is not a former NXT person that's not already under contract,
Right.
all of these conditions being met,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to wait until after the draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
That's
think
probably, yeah.
once they
Fair.
have the draft in place, you
Yeah.
actually have an idea on what talent is going to be on what show.
Yeah.
And then you can start to look at what holes there might be or what opportunities might exist. Plus, you also have to take into consideration with H and Sean in the creative and development side of things, there's going to be a ton of incredible talent that is going from the Performance Center into NXT that might be great kind of playing in the big leagues on SmackDown and on Raw.
I do.
But
Now that I'm thinking a little more about it, I predict the Undisputed Era will be there because they're not planned for anything. But I
Oh,
believe Adam Cole, Undisputed, they're not going to be able to do the Undisputed Elite now that the Elite are a thing.
Right.
I don't know if they'll just go by Undisputed or whatever, but the Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly trio, they will most likely be there as a result or engaged, involved, whatever, in the finals for the Trios Championship. Totally believe that. I could also believe Jeff Hardy coming back from his rehab stint. He's already kind of started to make his way in, make his rounds of apologies, etc., for his mistake. Ugh. But
relapse is a hard thing.
it is. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
Such a
Yeah,
brilliant performer, and he has
and
been so
it's-
long. It's
and
just,
it's
it's just
it's one
hard.
day at a time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just hard.
And I'm hoping he gets that shot,
Absolutely.
but it's going to be.
He deserves it if he's actually going to
Yeah.
continue to keep up with that. And
But then again,
it's tough, man. That is such a tough.
Sting and Darby Allin are not scheduled for the show at the moment.
Nope.
Really. That's fascinating.
Which is okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with that because they're rotating people in and out. But then
Yeah.
again, if House of Black is fighting Dark Order,
Right.
if they're setting up Miro and Malachi for All Out, there's no way that House of Black is beating the Dark Order.
No. It's true.
So
Yeah.
I can't say of any free agents that are out right now because there aren't a lot. They're all like there are a few stragglers here. a Sammy
Does
Callahan.
he fold
I've
in
heard from.
somebody from New Japan
Maybe.
Strong again? Because we know he did a great pay-per-view with Forbidden Door. Do
Yeah.
you bring back one of the names from New Japan and bring him in as a pop? I mean,
I don't know.
after watching what he did with Forbidden Door, I'd watch any of those.
I
guys
love
wrestle.
the fact that I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Because last year we were pretty confident about Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
We were hopeful.
And we were
and
hoping
pretty
for
confident. No. I had no clue that Adam Cole was going to show up.
Yeah, me neither.
Seriously, I wasn't
had-
surprised. How
I
have
had-
I not surprised? And
had
you guys
some-
were.
I had some implications.
I was excited, but I wasn't that surprised.
that Ruby was going to be there. Like
That,
was
yes.
like because she was the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I was like, if they don't,
Oh, that's right. They're doing a casino ladder match again, so there will be a
Okay.
Joker.
There
So
you
there's a Joker late. That's a
Oh,
ladies
shoot,
thing,
there
right?
you go.
Okay.
There you go.
It's not a women's though. This is a men's one.
This is a men's. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so the Joker will be a reveal then. Yeah. See, I wasn't as I was happy, but I was not as surprised about Adam Cole. I was just
Well, I was
praying for
surprised-
Danielson.
I was surprised with Adam Cole because literally days
Uh-huh.
before he showed up,
He was on Takeover.
he was on NXT. He was still a contracted wrestler for a WWE brand, and then
But
like
there were
2
solid
days
rumors that
later-
he was going to leave. Maybe
Yeah.
I think I may have
Yeah,
watched
but
What Culture
rumors
for the
are
week
rumors.
before. Well,
I
yeah.
mean, there's rumors that CM Punk is making everybody mad in the locker room. Part of that could be true. Part of that could be a work. But we don't really know. Rumors are rumors.
Yeah. All
Rumors
Punk has
are
to do is
rumors
like,
until you
hey,
have no reason
everybody
to call
talk
them
about
rumors.
how what a big jerk I am, and we'll
Yeah.
totally get this to light up.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, let's do that.
I want to be an MJF level heel.
Exactly.
You know.
Turn me into that. Okay.
Yeah.
He's such a jerk. I mean,
Yeah.
Punk's done this long enough. He could totally be steering
Oh, yeah.
the cave. This is the way we're going now, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. And especially
love it.
because he's going against the Wild Thing, John Moxley.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Everybody loves him.
Yep.
That guy, I swear to you, he needs to be in contact with the Blood Centers of America.
Yes, he does. That
I've
man.
not seen that dude in a match.
and never talk
Even-
to Ric Flair again.
In never.
Please.
Yeah.
No.
Like I'm just saying, like I've not seen him in any match.
I don't. Yeah,
Even
I think
one
that's.
that didn't involve weapons.
It wasn't a
He was
hardcore
not
match.
bleeding by the end of it in some way, shape, or form.
All right, I got one last thing to say, and
Go
we got to
for it.
wrap these things up. FTR needs an AEW tag team title shot. They've been number one contender for almost 4 months now, and
Yeah.
have not gotten one.
Yeah, I think
I'm okay
agreed.
with FTR versus Swerve in Our Glory. They're not going to get it at the All Out show. Fine. They made changes. It was supposed to be FTR and the Bucks, whatever.
I will cry
FTR
forever.
needs an AEW tag team title shot.
because they fight like a
Like an
8-year-old
8-year-old
girl.
Yeah.
Hearts
stuff.
and flowers. I'm gonna
Good
cry
stuff.
right here. Ugh.
Wow. All right. Episode 17
In the can.
in a can. That's awesome.
I don't know what we just did, but we did something.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
We're excited about All Out. We're
Yeah,
excited
there's
about what
lots of great
AEW's
things
doing.
going on. I mean, there's is it Julian Hart?
Julia.
Julia. Hart. I love her.
Yes.
CJ Perry. She might be at All Out.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. Sure.
If they do Miro Malachi Black with Julia Hart in Malachi's corner,
Yeah.
100% CJ Perry will be there.
Yeah.
Lana, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
thank you. That's what I thought it was, and I'm like, please tell me I'm thinking of this right.
Yep.
Otherwise,
Julia Hart as House of Black. Oh my God.
yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anna JAS, thumbs up to her too. She'd literally, I'll choke anybody out. I'm like, yes,
Oh, yeah.
she will.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyhow. All right.
We
well,
digress again.
We could keep going, but we
Jungle Boy Christian Cage, that's going on at All Out too. That's going to be great.
We've got to stop talking.
Sorry, I mentioned AJ. I mentioned Anna J, and that's Jungle Boys sticking
card
together. And
subject to change. All right. Well, before we say goodbye, obviously we want to close out with a 3 count. You guys ready?
yes,
Oh.
All
Always.
right. Cool. Here we go. First up to bat, AEW embodies the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance.
one,
Number 2, Nemesis, Nemesi, Nemesis.
2.
Is that Ryan Nemesi, like Nick Nemes' brother?
Yes, there you go. All right, and last on the list, coming in 2023, a TEF stable production, Screwy Finishes, Chapter 1.
3. Yeah.
You know,
That's chapter 1.
chapter 1.
This is gonna be such a long
You know,
book.
it's like
Holy
History of the
cow.
World, part
Part
1.
Never a part 2.
There's never a part 2, but who
It
cares?
keeps going.
That's right. Well, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us on episode 17. Before I lose my voice tonight, we love you guys, and we will check you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.